Holy shit. That's just real close. Hi loves, what's up? It's me, Audra. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I'm not sure how you got here, but certainly I'm glad you came. And if you are new here, well, you're in for a treat. All right, if you enjoy chaotic, frenetic energy, you like beauty, you like horror, and a little bit of commentary thrown in between, then I suggest you go on ahead and subscribe for the low, low price of $0. I will do random things about me to you, and sometimes about you to you. Haha. So today what I'm actually gonna do, I had been going through my memory box. However, I had put up a little question or poll on Instagram. I think it maybe was last week, or it could have been the week after. Who knows? Time is irrelevant at this point. But I had said something to the effect of, I decided I wasn't gonna date anybody, like date this particular person, because I saw the state of their feet. And then I was curious to find out what some of y'all's reasons were. So until I have gone through all of them, one of these is gonna be at the front of every video. So we're gonna start with this one. And this person said, because he had a pair of red panties that looked like mine. I can understand that. Actually, the panty part isn't even the part that's gonna get on my nerves. It's the fact that they look like mine that's gonna get on my nerves. We can't be wearing the same panties, just facts. All right, and here are my socials. I love connecting with all of y'all. You are wonderful, you are fantastic, and it's so much fun when y'all at me in things that you think I would enjoy, because most of the time I do. And I think sometimes on my Instagram stories, I'm really gonna start sharing more of the random bugs that I take pictures of, because like I just find these like really interesting bugs, and I'm just like, let me take a picture of it. And then I just have all these pictures of bugs on my phone, and I share them with like no one. All right, so what are we here with today, Audra? Well, obviously, this is a get ready with me because my face is bare. Speaking of bare faces, a little bit of housekeeping. For those of y'all who don't know, on Fridays, mostly Fridays, I have been hosting a Fresh Face Sesh series. And I'm so sorry, my phone is going off because I completely forgot to put it on silent. Anyhow, I have been hosting a Fresh Face Sesh series live with some of my favorite creators, and I've been so lucky that so far everyone I've asked has agreed to come on. What that is there's a large stigma for those of us in the beauty community where there are people who will say things like we're not comfortable with our faces because we're always putting on makeup, we wear too much makeup, blah-de-do makeup, blah-de-do makeup. And what I wanted to do was create a fun space for all of us creators to actually be able to sit there without any makeup and just chill, shoot the shit, and have a good time. So I hope to see y'all at my next one this upcoming Friday. And I'm gonna start teasing y'all with who the guest is and like, all right, so anyway, housekeeping done. We're now going to get ready with some of the products some things I've gotten from friends. A lot of it I actually got from Jen Loves Reviews. She's just a sweetheart, and she was kind enough to be like, hey, I wanted to send you something. And y'all, look at that. How freaking cute. You know what, when your friends love you like that, like, this is why I don't allow negativity in my life, because there's so much good. So anyway, I'm gonna get ready, and I've like babbled on for 75 years, and I know that there's gonna be somebody who's gonna, you know, put a timestamp. This is when she actually started getting to things. Meh. So, and what we're gonna be talking about today is the concept of the low buy and kind of my feelings on it, and it may not be what you think. So let's do the thing where you come in too close to my face and I get slightly uncomfortable, and then we just move on. Quick fun fact, I have literally been using the same products for over a week, and by the time you see this, I will have moved on to different products, but they are in the description box, FYI. A lot of things in there are affiliate links, which do give me a small commission, but that money goes back into the channel. If you are not comfortable shopping that way, I completely understand. I know it can make you feel weird, like, oh my God, I'm putting money in her pocket. I understand, it goes back to the channel. So you shop the way you want to, no harm, no foul. Let's put on the makeups and let's talk about the things. Oh, yeah. Y'all, BT dubs, if you don't have this Tarte Double Duty, like, it's actually really nice. Like, this is a really, really nice primer. I like it. I like it. It's one of the like things that Tarte has done really well lately. So first of all, before I even truly get started, I've had a few of y'all ask. I am going to be using the Carity E32 brush to apply the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas. I have mine in Cocoa, and I'm very excited. So let's get started. Let's talk about things. I just spit, okay? So first of all, there's two types of low-buy, okay? There is the chosen low-buy, and the chosen low-buy is one in which you have the money, you have the discretionary income to spend on makeup, but you are making a conscious choice and effort not to for whatever reasons that you have. There's no right or wrong reasons to do it. It's just like whatever reasons you have, you're like, yeah, this is why I'm doing this low buy, and cool beans. You know what I mean? Like, that's awesome sauceum. All right. Then there is the forced low buy, which is
you're broke.
And there's nothing wrong with that because I'm often on forced low buy. So before anybody comes in the comments getting all like, no, it's true, we're broke. And there's nothing wrong with that because you just don't have the discretionary income to spend on makeup. You can't do it. And the reason I bring this up is because when talking about low buys, I think that they really helped open up the beauty community to smaller beauty channels. Previously, before that, especially in like the 2016 era, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest, being able to buy product definitely kept you out of the game because you didn't have new shit, you know what I mean? Like everybody else did, you just didn't have the new shit. And because you didn't have all of the new fun stuff, and you couldn't afford to get the new fun stuff, you very much either didn't start your channel, quit your channel, or moved into a different realm like I did. I decided, okay, I'm just not gonna do beauty anymore because, you know, I didn't have new things. And back then, the way to channel growth, I mean, this still exists now, but the way to channel growth was exclusively almost that you had to have all the new shit immediately and be talking about it. And that definitely, you know, changed the game. Like you couldn't be a part of the beauty community at that point in time, especially I'm gonna keep referring to 2016, because you didn't have money to actually do so. And without having money, you were kind of stuck in this position where you're like, I don't actually have any money to be a part of the community, and so I can't buy new shit. And this also made it to where people just felt very intimidated to even start. Like you could love beauty, but you couldn't participate in the community. You couldn't have a channel about beauty. And the reason you couldn't have the channel, you didn't have any money. So this opened everything up. So instead of you, regardless of your monetary situation or your financial situation at that point in time, the low buy opened up a nice little space in between being able to purchase everything, like you had to buy everything, or being on like kind of another part of that spectrum where it was like you purchase everything or you purchase nothing. And nothing was really actually quite difficult even if you did it for a month, because for a lot of folks that nothing can really kind of ruin their lives. Like being like, I'm gonna buy nothing was exceedingly upsetting. And a big reason that buying nothing was upsetting like that is because for a lot of folks going on that no buy, even if it was for a month, or excuse me, the no buy, even if it was for a month, it put you in this position where there was like so many things that you wanted that by the time you came up off of it, you kind of splurged in a way that you hadn't intended to. Like you're like, oops, I spent too much money. And then you were like, ugh, and then you had to go back on a no buy because you spent way too much money. So the low buy was like this perfect space in between where you could buy things and in a lot of ways be conscientious about your spending, or as my dear friend Emily said, you know, it made having a budget trendy, like hipsterized. Like suddenly you having a budget no longer meant anything bad about you as a person. It meant you know, you were just being conscientious about what you were buying. And so even if you had the money, like when I was in situations when I did have the money and could just afford to buy, you know, basically most of what I wanted, having the low buy put me in a position where I had to really think like, do I want this product or am I trying to buy it for my channel? And I think that really opened up the door for the small beauty community, because Without that, the small beauty community, I don't think would have thrived as much as it did. Because here's the thing, as a person who watches YouTube, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest about this, I'm a person who watches YouTube. And as a person who watches YouTube, I'm gonna tell you, it does get a little bit intimidating at times when you're watching some creators. I'm going to use this funky brush. It did get a little frustrating at times just to watch people, because I felt like it brought about this like strange kind of weird, awkward feeling of like, I like all the makeups, you know, I do like all the makeups, but also I can't afford to buy all of the makeups. And then it just kind of made you feel some kind of way. And I think especially with the large beauty creators, there comes like a jealousy that slides in there as well, which makes it not as fun, because you're jealous because you can't afford it, which let me tell you, I was there. You're jealous because you can't afford it. And then it makes it less fun to watch. At some point it starts to make it less fun because they're just buying everything, or they're getting everything, specifically when they're buying, but they're buying everything that you can't afford. And somehow that just kind of like takes the fun out of makeup after a point, because it's just, they're always buying new stuff, and then you start asking yourself like, but like, how do they even like use all that makeup? And the answer is they don't. So like, and that's fine. There's nothing against that. I'm just saying they don't. Nobody can use that much makeup, and I'm not going to sit here and act like you can. Like that's one of the reasons why I feel like at least once a month I'm gonna have a palette week, because I'm going to make sure that I'm playing with my palettes and checking them out, seeing what they got, instead of just like constantly playing with new stuff. And also as a viewer, it can be, it can be intimidating, but whew, as a creator, it very much puts you in a space where it's like you are not going to be able to be here. Like you can't be here, and you very quickly realize that like this isn't for you. And nobody likes that feeling. Like, let's be honest, nobody wants to feel like they can't be a part of the community. And there was something distinct about that. There was something very distinct about realizing you couldn't be part of the community because you just didn't have the cash money, you know? You did not have the monies. And since you didn't have the monies, you couldn't be part of the game. So I feel like when the low buys really started to gain traction and popularity, the small beauty community opened up, and then you were able to have things like Shop My Stash. And what it did, in my opinion, is it really started to open it to where, one, we could talk about makeup again. We could actually really just sit and have conversations about makeup. It opened up the door for people to be playing more with their actual products, especially if a small beauty creator, like it opened up this door for you to say like, I'm gonna actually play with the makeup I have and not stress so much about buying new makeup. Most importantly, the financial door that had previously been closed was now open. Instead of you having to stress all like everybody else and get all the stuff so that you could compete or even enter into the realms with the larger beauty creators, now you had your own little space and you could just talk about the makeup you had, you could shop the makeup you had, you could do varying looks with the makeup that you had, and you could do shit like I'm doing today, which is chat while you put on makeup. Now Get Ready With Me's have been here, but a lot of it really came into this space where it was like, oh yeah, you're putting on new makeup all the time, and now it allows you to just put on the makeup you have. So if you're a creator who doesn't have a ton of makeup and you can't afford to buy all the new stuff, you're suddenly in a position where the makeup that you have is sufficient for you to start your channel, and you can have a good time and still connect with your subscribers and your audience.
Also, I cannot believe I forgot to mention this, but this also opened up the door for ColourPop to become the intense giant that it is now, because it was affordable makeup, so it did allow for smaller creators to have some new makeup without having to break the bank to do so. Obviously, now ColourPop is just like out of control. But at that time, with the way that makeup was moving, it made sense that ColourPop was trying to be the fast fashion of makeup, and it helped a lot of small creators. So I just wanted to say like the rise of ColourPop and the rise of even like BH Cosmetics was helped along by the low buy concept, because it allowed people to actually spend less money on makeup and get more products. All right, back into the video.
So now smaller channels were able to do Shop My Stash videos and still produce content that was quality without breaking their bank. Another nice thing about it was that you could essentially, with a low buy, prep your subscribers into understanding that because you were on a low buy, it meant you weren't going to buy everything. And so I think it really changed the way that, we as subscribers, because I am a viewer of YouTube, I think it really changed the way that we as subscribers approached how our favorite creators got makeup. So instead of always being like, ooh, I can't wait for you to review X, we started asking, like, are you going to be doing this? Also, on top of all of that, as a creator, you no longer had to sit there and just be like, I'm broke, which, listen, we can say that now, but when 2016, at the height of the beauty community, let me just tell you, with all of the fancy backdrops and all of the shit going on, like, you did not, I repeat, did not want to sit there and say you're broke. It was just something you truly didn't want to do, because not only were you already competing by the fact that you didn't have the right camera and you didn't have the right lighting and you didn't have the fantastic backdrop, like, now you were also having to say, like, I actually don't have a lot of money. And you had creators having to choose in between spending discretionary income that they actually did not have on makeup and putting themselves into debt, or telling their subscribers that they really just didn't have the money for this thing. Both options, not great. And so you did have quite a few creators buying things for their channels, and I know that this was a critique for a very long time of some creators. They were out there buying things for their channel that they really couldn't afford, but they felt like they were backed into a corner because they were like, well, the only way to be popular is for me to actually be in the streets buying the makeups. And if I don't buy the makeups, I won't be popular. No one's gonna like me if I'm not buying new makeup all the time, which I get it. At that time, I felt the exact same way. My experience was very much like, I don't have the right equipment. I, don't have the right lighting. I definitely did not have the right lighting. And then I didn't have the right microphone, the right sound setup. And finally, I just didn't have the money. So it was just like, okay, well, I will just not take part in this. And then I was part of another community, the unboxing community, which has its own financial challenges, to be honest. And so for those of you who don't know, the difference between a low buy and a no buy is, the W and the L. But I really think that it became a very important part of the game, because it just really allowed everyone, you could start a channel and just be like, we're gonna talk about the makeup I have. And speaking of talking about makeup, this is where I feel like it really helped out, is that it allowed many people to just talk about makeup that they wanted to buy, like the popularity of anti-hauls and what's going on sale and would I buy it. To me, my opinion really comes from the idea that you could just sit and talk about makeup again instead of having to purchase the makeup. So it allowed you to talk about whether or not you wanted to buy something versus actually having to buy it and review it. And I'm using this app. I know it's light as fuck, but we're gonna play with it and make it not look this crazy. So don't worry. But it really gave you freedom in a way that you hadn't had before, I feel like. Because when I was coming up, you just really didn't have a lot of videos where you were sitting and just talking about makeup. I felt like a lot of the videos were just about all the new makeup. And if somebody was doing a get ready with me, it was getting ready with all the new shit I bought. So the low buy introduction allowed those of us who had financial restrictions to be able to be a part of the community without even having to say it. You didn't even have to really say I don't have any money. You're just like, I'm on a low buy. And then everybody's like, cool. So it allowed you to be here without having to air your business if you didn't want to air your business. And it allowed you to talk about makeup in a way that hadn't been done in a while. You could talk about products that you've had, because guess what? Just because we're finished talking about it or reviewing it on beauty YouTube doesn't mean everybody's finished buying it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean everybody's finished buying it. There's plenty of products out there that people are still gonna wanna buy. I mean, is it good to have your review up early? Yes. Sorry, I look like a ghost right now and I couldn't resist. You know, is it good to have new, like, is it great to have that stuff up early? Like, yes, but if you couldn't afford to buy things, you could actually sit there and just be like, okay, well, I can't afford to buy things. Let me talk about makeup that I'm interested in, like things that I want to buy. Let me talk about what things I'm not gonna buy and why. Let me talk about makeup I've had in my collection for a while and, you know, do I still like it? Do I still enjoy it? Because like I said before, it's very important for us to remember YouTube is a big, small microcosm of the beauty community, if that makes any sense. Like, it's a big, small microcosm because the way that I say that is, it's a huge part of the beauty community, like of the world of beauty, but it's also a small part. And then the other side of it too is to not forget that, like, every day there's new people entering into watching the beauty community, and the fact that there's people entering every single day changes the game, right? Because I can have a video and do a review of a foundation. Just because you didn't like care about that foundation at the time, it literally doesn't mean that you're not gonna care about that foundation later. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean that like later on down the line you're not gonna be like, I kind of like this, like, or I want to try, and then you're like, oh yeah, I remember Audra has a review on her channel for the Becca Skin Love foundation. Let me go check that out. I was gonna buy it, it's on sale. Like, these are the things that really ended up starting to help out your channel. And also, it really did just kind of distinguish like the difference between large beauty creators and smaller ones.
Low buys also paved the way for critical thinking about makeup beyond just ooh pretty. You have channels like Mia's Virtual Vanity and of course my dear friend Emily Hanhan. You also have, you know, varying channels that will critically look at and think about makeup beyond having a collection and really start questioning the idea of having a collection anyway, and also of like making a conscious decision about what you will and will not have in your collection and why. So instead of just seeing it and being like shiny new, I want it, you had to start going like, yeah, it's shiny and it's new, but do I actually want it? Is this just something that I'm getting hyped up on? Or realistically, am I just like, it's shiny, it's pretty, I want it, and like I shouldn't buy it though. You know what I mean? I don't know if I made any sense there, but we're gonna pretend like I did. Okay.
All right, I'm back. I did used a little bit of the Nessamyrix powder to like get rid of that like flashback 2016 look. Anyway, we're back. But yeah, and the reason I think about this and the reason it's on my mind is because I think about how much the concept of the low buy really changed the beauty community for good, in my opinion, and it made it even so that someone like me could come back in. Like, for instance, I was still doing beauty here and there, little bits and pieces of beauty, because obviously I love makeup and that's a place where my heart is always gonna be. But I honestly am so grateful and thankful that like I have the friends I have in YouTube or on YouTube, however we want to say it, because up until like I knew I wasn't going to be doing unboxings anymore, and I was trying to figure out like what I was going to be doing next, and I believe I made a video talking about it. I can't guarantee I remember that correctly because ADHD, my brain throws everything out as soon as I don't need it anymore. Great. But I knew that I wasn't going to be doing that anymore because financially that shit was hella intensive, and also I just started to hate it. Like there's nothing wrong with unboxing, but it is when it was your channel. It was hard because you had to like try to come up with content in between, and I hated that. Like, not that I'm not creative, but it was more just like, well, what do I do in between not unboxing that it's gonna have people still come to my channel, because I was really stressed about that. And then I just like hated it, but that's neither here nor there. But the point is, Emily reached out to me at a point where I was trying to make some determinations about what I was gonna do with my channel and figure out like where I was going from there. And when she showed up and was like, hey, do you wanna do this thing? I was like, yeah, I'll do this thing. And imagine my surprise to step back into the beauty community and find it thriving, bitches, thriving. And by thriving, I mean the beauty community was out here doing the most. The small beauty community was just growing and it was great. You had people just out here having a good time with makeup in a way that I hadn't seen, and maybe it's my own fault because I just really didn't look for it, and at the time I didn't know to look for it. I was just sitting there like a lump. You know what? I'm a smart woman, but sometimes even I get mad at me. I'm doing some vampire ass shit right now and we're gonna have a good time with it. But yeah, when I came in and discovered like, oh my gosh, how much the community had changed and how it was like so much nicer to be able to just kind of like have makeup, talk about makeup, and not have to like constantly be buying makeup, I was like, bitch, sign me up. So it made it easier, and I suddenly could like be in communication with a lot of different small creators that I never would have imagined being in contact with previous. Like, listen, when I started in 2016, I never would have imagined that you could actually like reach out to a creator and have them respond, because there was a whole lot of snootiness going on there. I mean, that still exists now, but I'm just saying, I never would have imagined that I could reach out to a creator and be like, hey, do you want to do a thing? Or like, do you mind if blah, blah, blah? And kind of a cool deal. You know what I mean? It was kind of fucking awesome, to be honest. Like, wow, you can reach out to people and they'll respond to you and you can do content with each other. Excuse me, miss. And don't get it twisted. Like, I was very happy that like there was now a space for me where I could just literally be like, I'm fucking broke, and it was fine. Like, I could just be broke and it was fine. Like, I was like, excellent, because I have no monies and I can't afford to buy things. And you could do things like style swap and change out, like, okay, I'm gonna try to do my makeup like you do your makeup, and you try to do your makeup like I do my makeup, and it's gonna be a crazy party, and we're gonna be two wild and crazy guys. You have to be old enough to get that reference. You know, I mean, I came back and there was like Smoky Glow doing Talktorial Tuesday. So like beauty channels were talking about like the world and issues. I came back and there's Lauren May Beauty, and she was also talking about the low buy. She was also very transparent about PR. You had even 90s Love Child. I could see her out there just being like more alternative. And I started to find, you know, a nice thing, another weird nice thing about the small beauty community and the low buy concept, which is to me what really like elevated and allowed for more space for more content creators here, is I absolutely loved that this kind of became like a little place for us weirdos. Like, I liked that. I was like, hey fellow weirdos, how y'all doing? And the response was, we're great. So I swear I was gonna use nude products and I completely forgot. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab out the Sigma brush, which this is the F37 Spotlight Duster, which I'm excited about because I have the Too Faced Diamond Light Diamond Fire Highlighter. Y'all, first of all, when your friends gift you, I've said this before, but like, this is so cute. It's in Canary Diamond. So I'm gonna just like put this on my face, because like, how could I not? Like, okay, that was a lot of weird singing for no real reason other than I'm a strange little kitty cat. I'm a kitty cat, and I dance, and I dance. All right, never mind. Oh shit. Okay, can we just admire this shit for like a mermaid? It is a very, very glittery. It is a very glittery, very sparkly. Oh, sorry, I saw it from the side and I lost my shit. It's very glittery, very sparkly one, but I don't care. Listen. Because I feel the same way about Trophy Wife. I just have a harder time with Trophy Wife and I've got to keep fussing with it. But this isn't that bad. I didn't actually have a hard time with this. Maybe it's the brush, so maybe I'll try this brush with my Trophy Wife next time. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad. It's really pretty. I want to be mad, but I can't. So, in conclusion, all of this rambling led to this face, which I was kind of hoping to look a little bit like, you know, I'm gonna steal your soul. I'm always gonna steal your soul, but it's whether or not I look like it that matters. In conclusion, really all of that rambling to say that I truly do feel that if it weren't for the concept of low buy, I don't feel like the beauty community would be where it is today with regards to smaller channels, being able to branch out and talk about not just makeup, but more than makeup. It gave us this opportunity to, one, explore the collections that we have, because the larger a creator that you get, the more makeup that you have, and you begin to realize like you have more makeup than you're ever gonna use in your lifetime. And doing things like a low buy and the get ready with me's really give you the opportunity to play with the makeup you got. It also gives you an opportunity to reintroduce products to your audience who maybe you are all wondering, just like I was, like, do you ever use this again? The answer is yes, we do. And I feel like that's all thanks to a no buy. So what I want to say in my cute little PSA at this point is, if you have started a channel or you're thinking about starting a channel, but you've been afraid to because you can't buy all of the new things, remember the low buy. Remember that you don't have to. Remember that there's more than just doing makeup. There's more than just buying makeup. There's more to beauty than buying the things. And just do it. You're fabulous and you're wonderful and you know it. And don't worry, it's always gonna be awkward at first. Everyone's first videos are trash. If you've been hanging out with me on my insomnia streams, you'll definitely know that. All right, that is it, y'all. That is the video. This is the look. What you think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on low buys? Please let us discuss. Now listen, I do have a bad habit of dropping the video and then going because I'm worried about everything. So just give me like an hour or so before I respond. Don't get mad at me. Just let me like turtle for a little bit and then I'll come back out. All right, until next time, you all know what I'm about to do next. Huge shout out to my patrons. Yeah, all right, it costs $0 to be kind. It's so good for your soul, and if you're not gonna do that, then I'm coming for yours. So just remember that, and until next time, deuces! Voila, I could've sworn I told you I was mean. You feckin' weirdo. Oh shit. Oh bitch. Let me just like look at it from afar. Oh, look in the shitty dirty mirror that's got makeup all over it. You know why? Because you're a fucking weirdo. Bum ba dum. Bum bum. Ew. That was fun. My thighs splashing together like two angry dolphins. Oh. I'm gonna move my face so that the clown isn't directly in y'all's line of vision because I know that creeps me all out. That was a weird noise, and on that note, it's time to turn off this fucking camera.